Welcome, Ghoul Scouts, Gorehounds, and Goblin Gang. This is the very first episode of Condemned, and I'm your host, Goblin O'Reilly. Now, if you don't know who I am, I'm a writer, podcaster, reviewer, as well as very loosely a director. I help co host Quality Violent Cinema with Christian Mickelson, as well as had guest spots on Kelly's Taboo Terrors, Sick on Cinema, as well as the WTF Are You Watching podcast. If you do know me, I know what you're thinking. What? This isn't QVC? What the fuck's going on? Don't worry, QVC is still going to be a thing. We still got things in the works. Sometimes they just take time. But the website is up, and if you would like to see one of my shorts, Bloodlust Triple X, go ahead and grab yourself a copy of Symbolicus 3, as well as featuring great shorts from a bunch of great directors and also Christian. But don't worry, QVC is alive and strong. With this show, I just kind of want to do my own thing and maybe discuss movies or ideas or projects that aren't necessarily falling under the QVC banner. Really, I kind of wanted to just do this so I could talk about Don the Dragon Wilson movies, and it kind of blew up more than that. And I'll kind of give you a rundown of what Condemned is going to be. So each episode of Condemned will have a main review. That's really the guts and the core and really what we're here to discuss. But as well as that, I would also like to discuss other things maybe during that week or bi weekly or monthly whenever I decide I'm able to do this. To discuss other things that have really caught my curiosity lately, whether it's games or books or fucking albums. I love music, so we'll talk about music too, but the main core will be a movie review, and I kind of intend to keep those as newer movies, either just coming out, are not out yet, as well as maybe even re-releases of some cool stuff. I kind of just want to really shine a light on great art and great artists and all the things that are occurring, as well as informing you of news and new things that are coming out, because I know I'm good as shit at missing things, but maybe you are too, and we can stick this out together and we will learn new things and buy the new releases and not 12 months after they come out because we're really bad at keeping on track of things. Altogether, it's going to be just a celebration of all the fucking awesome shit that I like. And I think it's all pretty awesome because I'm me. So thanks for letting me ruin your day for maybe even 20 minutes at a time. I really appreciate it. So before I get started, I would like to go ahead and give two shout outs for people who have really helped me put this all together as I've been planning it for months and going through some things and some highs and some lows and finally dragged myself out of the pits of despair to finally muster up the courage to do this. First, I would like to shout out Gouted Corpse. You hear that sweet ass fucking intro song? Oh, hell, run it again. Yeah, that song, that's my homies Gouted Corpse. They're a local Cleveland area death metal band who have been tearing it up for at least 2 years now. I was lucky enough to catch them live, and they absolutely blew me away. Ended up becoming good friends with them. They're all wonderful people, and they allowed me to use their song Condemned for the intro. Condemned. Honestly, the song is the reason the show's called Condemned. I wanted to use it, but had they said no, I don't know if I would be doing this right now. So thank you so much, Gouted Corpse. With all of the shout outs I'm going to have throughout the video, I will put links in the description, and I would love for you to check them out. They're fucking awesome. And also another very special shout out. I got to thank Psychonaut for the killer ass art he did for me. He took a design that he had created for me before for my jersey, if you've seen me wearing it at any conventions, and I just kind of had him retool it so I could use it for this. Psychonaut is an amazing artist. He's worked with a lot of great people and done amazing things for them. He's done covers for Sam Hell. He's done some horrorcore albums. Hell, he did a cover for Slave Dolls 2, the Blu-ray, and he fucking killed it. So if you really want to check out his work again, down below, I'll have the link to his Instagram page. Reach out. He takes commissions. I highly recommend him. He's also done all the artwork for Quality Violent Cinema, as well as WTF Are You Watching, and just so many awesome fucking shows and people and things and movies and all of that. So go support Psychonaut and go support Gouted Corpse. And with that, let's go. All right. So as I said at the beginning of the show, I do want to shout out new releases and things that are coming soon and just things that I think are really cool that I think everyone should be aware of. I think a lot, as you can tell. But for this episode, I'm just going to keep it down to one because this is a very, very important and personal thing for me. As a lot of you know, last year we lost the amazing filmmaker Madeline Deering. She was an incredibly good friend to everyone who knew her. Everyone loved her. Everyone loved her movies. There are people who are very much still torn up that she's not with us anymore, me being one of them. After she had passed, one of the things a lot of people were curious about her, what's going to happen to her movies? And it really came down to what her parents wanted to do with the movies. They were in complete control of everything and decided what happened. And one of the things they did was allow a good friend of ours and a great director and just an all around wonderful dude, Steve Rudzinski, to release her very first movie, Spirit Animal, on Blu-ray through his company, Silver Spotlight Film. This is the Blu-ray. It has a bunch of bonus features, 30 plus minutes. It also has the trash removal short. I think one of the very first shorts she ever did. I'm so happy that Steve was able to release this. And not only did he release it, he's doing some very wonderful things with the release. There's three things that I specifically love about this release, and one of them is that the trailer for Alan, the last project that Maddie was working on before she passed, is on it. And I know Alan may potentially never get finished, and even if the chance was there, I don't think anyone could do it as her vision saw, which is unfortunate. But I'm really glad we do get to see the trailer and see what she was intending and what she was coming up with. The second thing that I absolutely love about this release is that 80% of the sales go to Gross Fest. If you know Maddie, if you know the Gross Brothers, they were tied at the hip. As Tom has said to me before plenty of times, she's the little sister we never had. Gross Fest was hands down her favorite convention, full of her favorite people, and the sales from this Blu-ray go to help support that and keep that convention going so we can all keep doing this, all keep hanging out. Maddie and I met at Wasteland, and it's just that sort of thing where you find this cool ass convention and you meet cool ass people and you build relationships and you become really close. And through that, with the sales, it's keeping that spirit alive, that spirit animal alive. The third thing that I think is an amazing thing Steve did with it is that a portion of that 80% also goes to supporting the Maddie Deering Indie Filmmaker Fund. She supported and loved indie filmmaking. It was her entire life besides Brutus. And so with this release, you're supporting so many great things and supporting a director who's gone too soon. And you should definitely pick it up. Like I said, I'll post it down in the links or whatever the fucks. So yeah, please pick that up. Support some great people and support someone who should still be here. All right. With that out of the way, now that I that was hard, man. It's hard talking about Maddie. But let's move on to something that also makes me feel sad, but for very different reasons. For this episode, I want to discuss David Dawson's brand new movie, Zebra Hooves. Zebra Hooves is the brand new movie from my dude, my guy, my boy, David Dawson. And once again, he's teamed up with his partner in crime, Jordan Acosta, to bring you some more mumblecore, sad, depressing fucking shit. Zebra Hooves tells the story of a man named Dave, played by Jordan, that has been battling some physical and mental health issues for some time now, and on the recommendation from his doctor in hopes of helping his anxiety, decides to take a trip to the Wisconsin Dells to not only break away from the things that cause his crippling panic attacks, but to also gain some resolve with the memories and past feelings that are attached to the Dells in particular. There's a reason he's going there. It brings so many childhood memories because him and his dad used to go there all the time. When we first meet David, he's explaining his symptoms to his doctor. He's not drinking, he's not smoking, but he's not taking his meds either. The breathing techniques are only helping him so much, and they're causing the panic attacks to even get worse at times. And it really feels like he's at the point of wanting to get up. Not ending his life per se, but just accepting that this is just how it'll always be. David's doctor recommends he gets out of town for a bit, someplace that makes him happy, and that while he's on that vacation, he makes video diaries discussing what he's feeling, what he's experiencing, the thoughts running through his head, to try to kind of give an understanding to what is occurring to David. So he decides what better place than the Wisconsin Dells. From the opening credits, Zebrahoofs is dripping with melancholy, grief, and isolation. David is just a man who's trying to seek solace and understanding in a sickness he is losing his grasp on, and that is quickly eroding any hope that he has that he'll get better. He spends his time there walking around town trying to find anything that reminds him of better times, but as most towns do, it's changed in ways that make it barely recognizable, which adds to the loneliness rampant throughout this film. I mean, it's just dripping in dread and melancholy and just sadness. As I said in my letterboxd review, David, the director, just passes around secondhand sorrow like we're playing fucking hot potato together. You feel everything Jordan is feeling, scene to scene, and with some scenes having little to no dialogue, even with just a look or a glance, you can tell everything he is thinking and feeling, and none of it is hopeful. Jordan in this role is as vulnerable as we've ever seen him. If you've seen Flesh Games, if you've seen Leech, if you've seen Family, this is Jordan on a level that, not that I didn't think he had it, but I just never would have expected it. But when this man really just fucking goes for it, you feel sad. He makes you feel bad for him. I genuinely just secondhand grief the entire time. And David Dawson has done fantastic drama before in The Long Weekend, but this is probably the deepest and emotionally filled character he has written, as well as, to me, his darkest story on a subconscious level. He's perfectly introspective, grief ridden, and haunted, and has hit a new level of what he is capable of. And honestly, I cannot wait to see more. Now, I only talked about half of this movie. See, this is not only a drama, but it's also a fucking horror movie. A while back, I did an unreleased interview with David Dawson, and he mentioned trying to find this perfect balance of drama and horror. And he's played with either or with his past movies. Some of them are more drama than horror, some are more horror than drama. This thing is built perfectly. This film is built perfectly. It's brooding, it's dreading, it's sad, and then it's anxiety ridden, and it's terrifying. For someone who's dealt with mental health issues, it is terrifying that sometimes you could just lose so much of a grasp. You don't really understand or know what's happening anymore, and you just want it to stop. I will say, with this mixture of drama and horror that he's made, he's absolutely nailed it. I'm not going to talk about any spoilers. I'm not going to talk about any of the horror scenes. That is the story that you're going to get, and you need to seek this out. You should see Zebra Hooves. It's Jordan's best performance. I think it's David Dawson's strongest writing, character wise and also story wise, and where it goes, and the emotions that he wants to express through it, and the ideas, and the fear that he really just drags you into, and is like, you're here now, you live in this, and for that hour 15, that's what you get. I absolutely love this movie, and if you love any of David Dawson's other works, or you just like kind of like slowly fucked up movies that kind of reveal themselves as you watch, instead of like, here's gore and here's violence and here's a horrible act someone did, like, this is just sludge of dread, and it's so fucking good. I know he's touring it right now. I'm not sure it's going to be out anytime soon, but when it does, definitely check out Zebra Hooves. Fucking 10 out of 10. David Dawson knocked it out of the park again. So, yeah. With that, that's the end of the first episode of Condemned. It's, of course, going to get more fleshed out as I go along and as I figure things out. More or less, I've been talking about wanting to do this for months, and I just give myself every excuse not to, due to probably self confidence or some shit. That anybody even gives a fuck what I have to say if I'm not, making fart jokes with someone else or some shit. But I'm gonna fucking do it. And so this is probably gonna be like the most horrible of these reviews. I gotta get more comfortable. Uh, but I'm gonna just keep fucking doing it. I'm just gonna keep tearing it up. And I do have one last shout out. It's Putrid Liquid time. Thanks for the outro, boys.